And once again, we welcome you back to the floor here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Game number 7, 6 in the books, 2 more to go. And game number 7 should be a pretty good one here as the Lincoln Rail Splitters get ready to take on the Stars of McCluer North High School. I am Todd Duke. Zach Roseman is on the other microphone. Zach, up to this point, we've seen a couple of blowouts. We've seen a couple of pretty good games, and I think these last 2 games are setting up pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's doing the projections that we all do coming into the tournament. It seems like these last 2 games, this bottom quadrant of the bracket, should be some pretty good matchups. All 4 teams, I believe, coming in with winning records. So, yeah, it'll be kind of interesting. So, a little unfortunate that these 4 teams all have to go through each other, but when you got a tournament field as deep as this one, you kind of have to make some adjustments. And, yeah, it was a solid showing from Collinsville in their game against Cater Eisenhower, and we'll see how things go for them, and we'll see how things go for this one. This has been a matchup I've been looking forward to pretty much all day.
Lincoln's always good when they come to this tournament, man. They are a good team. They're a good coached team, obviously, as they have Neil Alexander at the helm in his 34th year. He is 17 wins away from hitting number 800 in his career, as he comes in with a 783, 248 record. And Lincoln, this is their 25th year here, They have 6 titles. They won 3 in a row in 1985, 1986, and 1987. And they won again in 09 and then back-to-back in 2013 and 14. And they have a 58 and 29 record here in this tournament. McCluer North, they come in. This is their 7th year in this tournament. They did win 1 title, and that was back in 2011. And the Stars are 14 and 10 in this tournament. Lincoln comes into tonight's contest at 8 and 3. McCluer North comes into this game with a record of 5 and 2. And McCluer North is coached by, I do not have any idea.
I believe it is still Rashad Lindsay.
Okay.
It's his 2nd year and a pretty good first year for him last year. He got his 2-year record at 24 and 11. So long way to go to catch Coach Al, but pretty good percentage so far. 24 out of 35 now.
Yeah, Max Preps didn't have any coaches listed for this McCluer North team, and they have a their roster here in the program doesn't have any of the coaches listed like all the other ones do. Matter of fact, there is nothing listed for the McCluer North Stars except for their number on their jersey and their name. So
I was able to track down heights and grades for them.
Well, you can give out the starting 5 for each side if you want to.
All right, we'll go ahead, and we want to go ahead and do that now real quick?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a break first. How about that? We want to do that first?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right, we're going to take a break first, and then when we come back, we'll give you the starting 5 for each side, and we will do that here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking, LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346, or online at chapmantruckingllc.net.
Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224. Yeah, once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. Todd Duke and Zach Roseman on the call for this game. Zach is actually going to have the call of the first half. I'll do the second half, so we'll turn it over to Zach Roseman, and he will give you the starting 5 for each of them. Take it away, Zach.
All right, so for McCluer North, they will start Kendall Van Dyke. He is a junior, standing 6'3". Brendan Tate is a 6'1" senior. He'll wear number 1. Van Dyke will wear number 0. Number 3 is Harrison Bailey Howard. He's a 6'3" junior, and I believe the leading scorer for the Stars. Jamez James, I'm not sure, it's J-A-apostrophe-M-E-S Davis. He is a 6'4" senior. And Makai Owens, just a sophomore, he stands 6'3" and will wear number 30. For the Lincoln Rail Splitters, it'll be Trey Schilling. He is a 6' senior. Gabe Smith, a 6'2" junior. Carson Komnick, a 6'3" sophomore, the son of Rail Splitter legend and radio broadcaster Josh Komnick. Keon Carson, 5'7" senior, called his name a lot last year. And Drew Hayes, another name you remember from last year, a 6'5" junior. Chad Burgess finishes up introducing the Stars of McCluer North High School. Still a decent crowd on hand, not quite as heavy as it was for the Collinsville-Eisenhower game, but no, Lincoln always travel well, and it seems like McCluer North brought a few fans as well. And speaking of Josh Komnick, he is here doing the call for the Lincoln radio station, so nice opportunity for him to get to see his son play and, you know, kind of exist in a as unbiased environment as you can. You know?
All right, sorry, my work here is never done. I just had to post bowling results.
Oh no, it seemed like they saw something early. It looks like they got off to, the guys at least had a pretty good run at their tournament up in Peoria. I think at 3,000 their first 3 games, which those of you who don't follow bowling, if you get 1,000 out of your 5 guys, that's pretty good. So I think they had 3 of them in a row to start the tournament. So we'll see how they wound up doing.
I don't know. I didn't have much of a chance to read it because I was trying to post it and get back to what I'm doing here. So I'll have a chance to read it a little bit later on.
All right. McCluer North, they are the road team. They are in the navy blue uniforms with kind of a silvery whitish numbers and trim. Lincoln in the whites with red and green trim. And we're going to go ahead and tip it off. It'll be Hayes and Bailey Howard, and the Rail Splitters will control the opening tip, and we'll see this patient Lincoln offense at work. Here is Keon Carson. He'll work it over to Smith, and now to Komnick, and now to Carson and Hayes and Schilling, and that's all 5 starters, and that's a pretty typical Lincoln possession. Here is Hayes. He's cut off, and we'll get it to Carson. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Carson will get downhill, kick it out to Hayes. He'll drive the lane. Shot up from Drew, no good. Gets his own rebound. Back out to Komnick, and he has the ball taken away from him, and the Stars will recover. Here is Davis. He will pass it up and get it now to Owens at the top of the key against the trademark Lincoln 1-2-2 zone defense. And here is Van Dyke. Tate, excuse me. Tate now will get it back and over now to Bailey Howard. He's cut off, and we'll get it to Davis. Ball deflected, knocked out of bounds, and saved from Owens. Nice job there, and the Stars will reset. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Here is Tate, 3, 2, somebody's got to shoot it. And that didn't hit anything, so it will be a shot clock violation, and it will be Rail Splitter basketball. Inbound pass will come from Hayes to Carson, as there's some token backcourt pressure being put on there by Tate. And here is Komnick in the corner. He'll get it to Carson, and the Rail Splitters will swing the ball around, make its way into the corner for Hayes. Hayes standing there guarded by Van Dyke, and now Komnick. Now to Schilling and Carson. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He'll put on a nice pass fake, drive to the lane, kick it out to Schilling for 3. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it will be McCluer North basketball. I'd like to thank you all for watching. It's been a fun first day of action here. Still the rest of this one, and then one more. Matthew Clark and Steven Stock bring you the Collierville-Belleville East game. But back to the game at hand. Here are the McCluer North Stars and Harrison Bailey Howard. He will give it up to Tate. Tate will survey things and work it over onto the wing for Van Dyke. Back to Tate and back across to Bailey Howard. And they'll swing it back and forth across the perimeter against this 1-2-2 from Lincoln. Tate will get it, and a three-pointer from the wing / corner, no good. Bailey Howard with the rebound, and he puts it up and in, and almost 2.5 minutes in, we have our first points of the ball game. Here is Carson. He will utilize that great speed he has and be fouled. I think they're going to give that one to Tate, and they will. The blocking variety. Komnick will be the inbound guy, and he does so out to Schilling, who will get it to Carson. Fresh 35 on the clock, so Lincoln will take their time here. And they went for the backdoor play to Hayes, but covered well there by McCluer North, and the Rail Splitters will reset. Here is Carson. He'll get it now to Komnick. Komnick will get it in the corner for Carson. Now Schilling, and back now to Smith. And Schilling again. Schilling will survey things on the wing and hand it off to Carson. He'll get downhill, layup from Keon up, and no good, but he was fouled. Think that'll be on Van Dyke. And Keon Carson will shoot our first three throws of the game. Free throw from Carson up and good. Carson, of course, a multi-sport athlete, was one of the primary running backs on the Rail Splitters football team that made the playoffs for the first time in many, many years before losing in the first round to the eventual state champion Rochester Rockets. Carson makes them both, and we are tied at 2. And Carson kind of gets checked there by Tate. No foul call on the play, and he'll play catch with Owens as they try to break the press. Tate nearly traveled, no call. Get it out there into the corner. Three-pointer up and good from Van Dyke. And the lead is out to 3 on the 3. Here is Hayes. He'll get it over to Komnick. He'll launch a 3. That one's no good. And we'll have a foul on Drew Hayes. First foul of the game for the Rail Splitters. Inbound pass comes from Van Dyke to Bailey Howard, and now to Tate. And he'll play catch with Bailey Howard, who will lose the ball out of bounds. There haven't been too many turnovers from the Stars so far, making the about half an hour long trek or so from Florissant, Missouri, across the Chain of Rocks Bridge, and then on I-255 to Collinsville. Here is Carson. He'll get it to Hayes, and a nice back cut there by Gabe Smith, and he'll lay it up and in. And a standard component of the Rail Splitter offense for time out of mind, and the first time they've managed to get the Stars with it. Here is, that was Bailey Howard. He'll get it to Tate, and they'll work it there to Bailey Howard. Now Tate, he'll pull up for a long 3. That one's no good. And nice job there by Gabe Smith, skying for the rebound.
So far, very tightly contested.
Yeah, it's been back and forth so far. Not a lot of scoring, which is what you expect from a team that defends as well as Lincoln, giving up about 35 points a game coming in, which is, I would assume, the best defensive average in the tournament.
Oh.
Komnick gets it out in the corner for Hayes. Pass a little offline, but Drew's able to use that 6'5" frame of his to corral it. Here is Komnick. He'll get downhill. Not sure why he stopped. I think he had a pretty decent shot at a layup, but we'll get it back out to Hayes. He'll drive the lane and put on a spin move, but
he traveled.
Shuffled his feet a bit too much. First substitution of the game is Justin Hatton, a 6-foot senior. Remember, a pretty good three-point shooter, if I remember correctly. As we will see Frank Sanders and Aiden Gowan come in for the Rail Splitters, replacing Komnick and Smith. Here is Bailey Howard. And he'll get it to the just inserted Hatton. Good job. Get it to Bailey Howard. He'll drive baseline, cut off by Sanders. Work it out on the wing, three-pointer up, and good by Kendall Van Dyke, who's up to 6 points now.
Yeah, a couple of three-pointers, and he's on fire.
He's done off to a good start so far. Here are the rail splitters. Here is Sanders. Get it there. Pin down play for Schilling. They've run this for years, and usually Schilling would be the one to take the shot, but he decided he wasn't open. Carson streaking backdoor. Just let the layup a little bit short. The rebound is corralled by Hatton. He'll get it up to Owens, the sophomore for the Stars, and, well, I don't think you're going to be able to keep up with Keon Carson. He makes the layup, and the deficit is back down to 2.
He's got some speed.
Yeah. We talked about him last year as he kind of broke onto the scene.
I remember.
There's some very fast guys in this tournament, and Keon Carson might be the fastest of them all.
I don't know. I think Bristol would give him a run for his money.
Yeah, Tyree would give him a shot. But obviously we don't have a way of directly comparing that, although if Collinsville and Lincoln do wind up hooking up, that would be a very intriguing matchup. Three-pointer from Van Dyke, no good. Tried to sell the foul a little bit, but no call granted to him by the referees, and it'll be Drew Hayes to bring the ball up for the rail splitters. Here is Sanders. He traveled, but he got fouled.
I think he got fouled, and that was caused him to travel.
Yes. Got two news. Foul is on Hatton. We got 2 subs in for the Stars. Those are Julian Hamilton, who's listed at 6'8". That might be a little generous, as well as Javon Mosley, a 6'4" senior. Well,
I don't know. They're both pretty tall, but I'm a 5'6" guy, so everybody's tall to me.
Yeah, Sanders is listed at, 6'5", and he's a little taller than that. So 6'8" might be a little generous, but definitely taller than me and you, Todd.
That's true. Almost put together.
There you go. All right, here is Gowan, and he is
got
fouled
slapped in the face
by the just inserted Javon Mosley. And we will see Brady Miller, 5'9" junior, come in at the next opportunity for the rail splitters. I think he'll be replacing Keon Carson. Free throw from Gowan up and no good.
Yeah, Lincoln's another one of those teams that doesn't use max prep, so I have no stats for Lincoln.
Yeah, it's they kind of have like their own thing that they try and use to keep stats, but it's always a little inconsistent. But all of their games are live streamed on YouTube for free, so it's not too difficult to watch a couple of games and figure out the vibe that the rail splitters give off on a year-by-year basis. Not that it changes a whole lot because, it's Lincoln.
Yeah.
Here is Bailey Howard. He'll get it to Hatton, and Hatton will get it back and kick it out to Bailey Howard, who thought about the 3, but nice close out there from Miller. Get it back to him. He'll go baseline, cut off there by Hayes, but he'll lay it off for Mosley, who will lay it up and in. And that's one of the ways that you beat the 1-2-2 is get it to the baseline and then work it into the middle. So, lead is 10-7 for McCluer North, and here is Miller. He'll get it to Schilling, and they'll nice lob pass up there to Sanders, who lays it up and in. And the lead is down to 1 for the Stars, at 10-9. Bailey Howard will pass it to Hatton, as he'll make his way
wide open.
Hamilton had a pretty open look, or so we thought. Drew Hayes, I believe, said, get that out of here. And the rail splitters can, if they don't throw the ball away, which they managed to save it, can hold for 1 shot here, which is, stereotypically speaking anyway, Lincoln's MO. 10 seconds left now. Here is Miller. They'll get it to Hayes and now to Schilling, and they'll run the pin down for Gowan, who will take a catch and shoot 3, no good. And that'll be the end of our first quarter of play. So, after 1 quarter, it is 10-9 in favor of McCluer North. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are K-Hawk Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go K-Hawks!
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. McCluer North with the basketball to start the second quarter. Here is Justin Hatton on the wing, and he'll get it to Brendan Tate, who will dribble it onto the wing. They'll work it around there to Van Dyke, and now to Hatton, who will launch a three-pointer and hit it.
Blues up 1-0 after one period of play. Jake Neighbors with the only goal in the first period. Blues over the Stars 1-0.
He's been playing pretty well as of late, Jake Neighbors has, as scramble for the ball, no foul called. Rail Splitters do retain possession. Here is Gowan. He'll get it to Miller.
We got Stars here, too.
We'll be here all week, folks.
Yeah, we will be.
All right.
Actually.
Yeah.
Rest of it anyway.
Here is Schilling now to Hayes eventually. He'll drive the lane, cut off by Miller. Got to get a shot off, and a foul. That'll be called on Brendan Tate, and that will honestly bail out the possession for the Rail Splitters. Tate picks up his first foul, and we'll see Harrison Bailey Howard come in to replace him, you would think. And he will.
Need more cushion on these earphone pads.
Yeah, they do start to wear on them after a while.
These are brand new ones, too.
Yeah. Here is Hayes. Nice back cut there by Miller. Kick it out to Schilling for three. Got it. That's what Lincoln like to do. They're going to move the ball around. They're going to shoot the ball from the outside well. And they're going to play very good defense. And so far, they've managed to do those things all pretty well. But they do find themselves trailing by 1 point. Nice pass there from Mosley as got it there to Mosley in the middle, and he worked it down on the baseline to Hamilton, and Sanders got up and contested him, but did so by hitting him on the arm. So, see Julian Hamilton shoot some free throws.
Hamilton, 1 of 4 on the year so far from the free throw department, so not a lot to talk about there in that department, but
looks like a decent form, but shooting just 20% now, which is there are some things that 20% is good at.
That's not one of them.
Yeah. We'll see if Hamilton can improve it here. And he will. Lead back out to 2 for the Stars. And the Rail Splitters will bring the ball up. Here is Miller. He'll get it to Hayes. Hayes now back to Miller. And they'll get it out onto the wing for Sanders. Sanders will get it to Gowan, who will get it to Hayes. Not the best pass, and then a worse shot. Sanders with the follow couldn't get it to go in either. Not some great shot attempts there from the Rail Splitters. Here is Hatton. Get it into the corner and work it back out to Van Dyke. Van Dyke will get it over to Bailey Howard, and he'll set it up to Hatton, and they'll work the ball around Will McCluer North. Nice hop step there from Bailey Howard, no good. Hamilton able to corral the offensive rebound, and they'll get it back to Bailey Howard, who will launch it for 3. No good. Tipped around and recovered by one Trey Schilling. And now Miller, who will launch a 3. That one's no good. Weak side rebound there by Hayes, and he'll work it back out to Sanders, and the Rail Splitters will reset. Here is Gowan to Hayes in the opposite corner. They'll go ahead and drive the lane. Shot up, no good, but he was fouled. Give that one to Javon Mosley. That'll be his second.
One thing has been the constant MO for a Neil Alexander coach team, and that's ball movement.
Yes, that's, I mean, I can't think of a time that they've had a I don't know that they've had a 20-point-a-game scorer since. I don't even know if Gavin Block averaged 20 points a game, and he played at the Division I level. We'll see Gabe Smith, Keon Carson, and Keon Carson Comnick, like Steve Martin Short.
Yeah.
Will all come in for the Rail Splitters, and Hayes will shoot his second free throw, which will be a little long. And we have a foul on the rebound that will go against Aiden Gowan.
That's his first personal foul, second team foul.
They gave it to Comnick.
Yeah, they gave him the Comnick.
That's interesting, but okay. And here come the Rail Splitters. Or the Stars, excuse me. Here is Bailey Howard. He'll get it to Hatton. He'll pull it from the free throw line and get that one to fall. Justin Hatton was a name I remember last year. Nice pass, and Gabe Smith wasn't expecting it. Keon did everything right. He had it to him, and maybe just a little bit out of the reach of Gabe Smith. And Coach Alexander will take a 30-second timeout to talk to the guys and maybe give Gabe Smith a little bit of an earful for not being ready for that pass. Back in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
We welcome you back as a layup by Julian Hamilton stretches the McCluer North lead back out to 6 points.
18-12. We're under 5 to go. Fast-moving game. It's a fast-paced game, too.
Yeah, it helps with Lincoln, the way Lincoln play. There's not a lot of stoppages, which helps for quick timing, as we'll have a held ball, possession arrow in favor of the Rail Splitters. And it will be, somebody's got to trigger the inbound, and it will be...
Not the referee.
Yeah, it will be Carson Comnick to do so. He'll get it to Hayes, who will get it to Carson. Carson now to Gowan, or Smith, excuse me, now to Gowan. Back now to Comnick and Hayes and Carson. Carson will drive the lane, kick it out in the corner for Gowan. He'll drive baseline and intended to get it back out to Smith, but it will go to Van Dyke, who the block was clean, but there was a bit of body contact from Gabe Smith. That'll be his first foul, and we'll see Kendall Van Dyke shoot some free throws.
Kendall Van Dyke at the free throw line. 4-4 on the year coming into this game, so you know what that equals.
100%.
100% is correct.
Now, the last time that happened, the guy wound up missing one.
Yeah, and that happens too.
And there it is. So the announcers jinx 2 for 2 in that regard.
Well, you know, a 4 for 4 is not the same 100% as you would get for like a 25 for 25.
Yeah.
That would be more impressive.
Yes, but 4 for 4 is still pretty good. It does make the second one, so still, 5 of 6?
5 of 6, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's still a pretty good percentage.
I'd take that percentage if I was playing basketball.
Yep. Here is Carson. He will get it to Gowan, who will give it back to Carson. And Carson will drive baseline, kick it out in the corner for Gowan for 3. That one's a little long. And a lot of navy blue jerseys as no foul called, so it'll be another turnover as the C's part for Drew Hayes, who lays it up and in.
They just kind of said, there's the basket, go for it.
Drew Hayes up, actually his first bucket, as the Stars look to bring the ball up in the form of one Harrison Bailey Howard, who will give it up to Justin Hatton. Hatton will survey things and pass it around to Bailey Howard, now into the corner for Van Dyke, back to Bailey Howard, and back now to Hatton. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Bailey Howard into number 11, that's Davis, as the ball knocked away, shot up from Hatton, no good. And scramble for the ball, eventually recovered by Gowan. Nice job there hustling to get the Rail Splitters the basketball back. Here is Carson. He'll hand it off to Hayes, who bobbled the handoff, and that's another turnover, which I'm sure Coach Al isn't very happy about. And Justin Hatton will get the run-out layup.
All right, if you're going to turn me down.
Yep, sorry, wrong volume knob. Anyway, here is Gowan. He'll drive the lane and lay it up and in. Yeah, the biggest thing for the Rail Splitters has just been a couple too many mistakes. Down by 5, still not out of it by any means. Here is Harrison Bailey Howard. He will get it over to Hatton. Back to Bailey Howard. And he will be fouled. I'll give that one to Gowan. That is his first. Team 4th. Trey Schilling back in for the Rail Splitters. Brendan Tate back in for the Stars.
Coming back in for the Railers, number 3, Trey Schilling.
Inbound comes out to Bailey Howard, and who has the ball knocked out of his hands by, that's Schilling or Comnick down there. I can't see the number. That is Schilling. 2:13 remaining here in our first half of action. Here is Tate. He'll get it over there to Bailey Howard, who will take a long 3. That one's short. Goes right into the hands of Hayes. Here comes Keon Carson. He will survey things, and they'll work it to Comnick. He'll drive the lane, and his shot up and good. Pretty heavily contested, but Comnick able to get the shot to fall. That's his first bucket of the game, and the lead is 3 now for McCluer North. Here is Tate. He'll get it over on the wing for Howard, who will work it into Hamilton, who is fouled.
Yeah, he got pushed from behind while he was midair with that pass.
Yep. Subs in for the foul is on Hayes. That's his second. And that does put the Stars in the bonus, so Julian Hamilton will shoot some more free throws. So we'll see Justin Hatton and Frank Sanders come back in, so one player for each team. Actually, no. Coach Al says no. Aiden, you go in. Shot up, no good from Hamilton.
That did everything but fall in.
Yep. Not a bad looking stroke. It's just not really falling for him.
Yeah.
The lead is 3. Again, I feel like I've said that a couple of times. 93 seconds left in our first half of action in front of a pretty decent crowd here at Virgil Fletcher Gym. Hamilton's second free throw is up and good. And the substitution coming in for the Stars will be Makai Owens.
Original starter comes back in.
Yep.
Playing these final 90 seconds of this first half.
The only non-starter in the game, I believe, is Justin Hatton. And we have a foul call. That'll be on Bailey Howard. That is his first, team 3rd.
Stars foul number 11, Javez Davis.
No, they gave it to Davis. Okay, that's his first. Still the team 3rd. Trey Schilling will be the inbound guy. And they will work it out there into the corner for Carson. Carson to Smith, who may have traveled with the basketball. No call, though. And he'll pivot a couple of times and get it to Gowan, and now back to Smith. We approach 1 minute to go here in first half of action. And they'll get it to Comnick. He'll drive the lane, and he is fouled by Owens.
I've seen worse fouls not called in this tournament than that one.
Yeah. I mean, there was some contact, but there definitely has been more that hasn't been called. So they are going to rule it on the floor, which is something. Inbound to Smith, and he'll get it to Carson, and they'll get it to Schilling. And the Rail Splitters will work the ball around as we are under a minute to go here in this second quarter. Rail Splitters do have to shoot at least once. Carson will survey things, and they'll look to get their offense set up. They'll get it to Gowan. trying to work it into Carson, but he'll drive the lane. Back out to Komnick. And he'll drive the lane, stop, and drug that pivot foot.
Sure did.
Frank Sanders will come back in for the rail splitters. Just over a second between shot clock and game clock, so essentially McCluer North can hold the ball for the rest of the half with a 4-point lead, which I would think you'd feel okay about. Here is Bailey Howard. He's trapped, able to get it out to Owens, and now back to Hatton. 22 seconds and counting now, and he'll go ahead and hold it out there. Lincoln content to let him stand out there. And he is at least dribbling. So I know that that's a pet peeve of yours.
Yeah.
If you are going to hold the ball, he is at least dribbling the basketball. Here is...
Should be a pet peeve of everyone's.
Yeah, it is a little annoying. 3-pointer from Hatton, air ball, and that is a shot clock violation and the end of the first half.
We got buzzers going off everywhere.
So, 22-18 in favor of McCluer North. We're going to go and take a couple of minutes to rest up here, and we'll be back with first half stats and anything else of interest for you here in just a bit on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the K-Hawk Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Herald Square and Cold Herald, 2 great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, Herald Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Herald Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And, just off the square's turf, Cold Herald, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Herald. Watch Collinsville grow. Herald Square and Cold Herald, 2 great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
Schaefer Excavating and Demolition in Pontoon Beach provides complete commercial, industrial, and residential demolition and excavating services. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is family-owned and operated by former K-Hawks since 1980 and have over 4 decades serving the Metro East. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is your choice for quality and experienced work at a reasonable price. Schaefer's does jobs of any size, whether digging for water and sewer lines, site preparation, or building demolition. Schaefer's can do it all. Schaefer's Excavating and Demolition also sells backfill, topsoil, loam, and other materials. Licensed, bonded, and insured, from earth moving and land clearing to building and demolition and road construction to septic and sewer system work. Call the experienced crew at Schaefer Excavating and Demolition, 618-931-6237.
Welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. 22-18, our halftime score in favor of McCluer North. And here's a look at your first half stats. McCluer North has hit 8 of 19 tries from the field, 7 of 16 for Lincoln. The Stars have hit 3 3-pointers out of 10 tries. Lincoln, they've gone a little cold from beyond the three-point arc. They hit 1 of 6. Each team has gone 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Rebound battle is being won by McCluer North by 1, 11-10. And the turnovers, Lincoln has 6 and McCluer North has 2. Lincoln has 10 points in the paint while McCluer North has 8. Those turnovers, the Stars have turned the 6 turnovers by Lincoln into 8 points. And even though McCluer North has only had 2 turnovers, both times Lincoln has turned those into 2-point field goals. And right now, the Stars have 13 points off the bench, while Lincoln has only managed to get 5 from their bench players. That's a look at your first half stats. Second half action, that is what we come in your way next after another timeout here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for good food, good times, and good people? Look no further than the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Just over the bridge from the K-Hawk Stadium, Bridge Inn features a friendly and courteous staff that serves up the coldest drinks and the best food in the Metro East. Lunch and dinner is available daily with a breakfast menu every Saturdays and Sunday morning. And don't forget about fantastic fish fry Fridays. Bridge Inn also features pool tournaments on most weekends and a gaming area for the over 21 crowd. Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Check them out at 519 North Main Street in Caseyville. Call for carryout orders at 618-344-3530. The best is yet to come at the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. 618-344-3530.
Are you in need of a new mailbox to go with your new home? How about a new mailbox to replace your old one? Look no further than Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. From economy to custom, Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can create a mailbox that suits your needs. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes is licensed and insured. They use only high-quality materials and offer a satisfaction guarantee policy. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can also make your very own axe throwing set, hanging or standing. Whether you need that axe throwing set or a new mailbox, you need Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. For more information, get a hold of Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes at 618-680-0208 or online at needanewmailbox.com.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting CollinsvilleFoundation.com.
Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Uptown Collinsville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville K-Hawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs, you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers and sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest beer in town. Plus, they have an in-house DJ on Friday and Saturday nights. Dine in and catch a game or order carry-out with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 118 East Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-223-1948. No one likes a dirty house. It's work that almost no one wants to do. Why not get someone to do that work for you? Kara Gray with Rags to Riches Cleaning Service would love to take that task off your to-do list. Kara is a homegrown Collinsville High School graduate and the owner of Rags to Riches. From floors to ceilings, from baseboards to light fixtures, Rags to Riches can clean them all. No job is too big or too small. Call Kara Gray at Rags to Riches Cleaning Service to schedule a free estimate today at 618-979-9634 or visit Rags to Riches Cleaning Service on Facebook. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville K-Hawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
We love to have you come work for the City of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the City of Collinsville.
Once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. Game number 7 of 8 games. This one between Lincoln and McCluer North. It's a good one, 22-18 in favor of the Stars out of McCluer North High School. One more game coming up. That'll feature Belleville East taking on the team from Collierville, Tennessee, Steven Stock, who does games on the Belleville East network, will be joining Matt Clark for that contest, as myself and Zach Roseman, our night, especially on the microphones, will come to an end after this one. And Zach, this game has been everything I thought it would be.
Yeah, we figured it'd be a pretty good one coming in. I mean, McCluer North had obviously 2 years ago, they did not have a good year. They went 4-26.
Yeah.
Bring Coach Rashad Lindsay in, they go 19-9 last year. They had a pretty good year, and they lost some guys from last year, but they've got some pieces back, and they've gotten off to a fairly good start here this year. Beat a pretty good Belleville West team on the road, and looking to get a win over a quality Lincoln side here tonight.
Bailey Howard with a 3-point shot. That won't fall. Lincoln comes up with the rebound. Frank Sanders is the one who gloved that one down, and here is Carson. Carson gets the ball over to Hayes, and that ball ends up into the Lincoln bench. Put there by the Stars, so Lincoln will get to inbound, and they'll do so right in front of the coaching staff. And here is Carson Komnick. Into the backcourt it goes to Carson. From one Carson to the other, right? Carson with a K to Carson with a C.
Yes.
One first name, one last name. Out to the top of the key, here is Hayes. Hayes dumps it off, and a nice little baseline move there by Carson Komnick. And a 2-point game once again, 22-20 in favor of McCluer North, and a little reach-in foul going to be called against Frank Sanders. His second overall, team first here in quarter number 3.
One tidbit of information that I found kind of interesting. Matt Clark doing an always fantastic job gathering information is that when McCluer North give up less than 50 points, they are undefeated.
Really?
When they give up more than 50 points, they have a sub-500 record.
Yeah.
And, Lincoln scoring 50 points is not an especially common occurrence for some Lincoln games. So we'll see what winds up happening in regards to that all canceling itself out.
Yeah, they wear you down, Lincoln does, and they usually do so by a lot of ball movement and not a lot of back and forth scoring. Here is a dribble drive by Komnick, and he hits the ground hard, and he is still on the ground, and that was not a foul. He just kind of lost his footing and bit it.
Yeah, kind of maybe a wet spot on the court or something, but it didn't look like he got really pushed or anything. Just went down hard. Looks like he's okay, thankfully, and it seems like he's going to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Probably feeling it a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
as loud as that thump was, I'm guessing he is feeling it. 22-20, 6:28 left to play here in this third quarter. And here come the Stars, and Brendan Tate will get the ball back from Bailey Howard, and Bailey Howard will get it right back from him. And Howard will set up in the corner and give it up to Van Dyke. Van Dyke comes out onto the wing and gives it up now for Tate. Tate backcourt midcourt, and back over to Van Dyke it goes. Him and Tate will play catch for a little while. They'll get Owens involved, and a shot from the corner, no good. Rebound into the hands of Trey Schilling. He'll get it over to Carson. Carson brings it up across the K-Hawk logo. 6 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Just a 2-point contest. Stars lead 22-20. Over in front of the Lincoln bench for Sanders. Sanders now makes his way out to the left wing and trying to get rid of it. Does so, but to the wrong guy. Here is Van Dyke. One-hand jam, uncontested, and that will give the Stars a 4-point lead.
Dunk number 3 of the day. Still have more misses just from Quincy, but nice highlight there for Van Dyke.
There is Carson, dribbles his way backwards from that right wing. Top of the key for Hayes. Hayes drives off the top of the glass. Good for 2. Back to a 2-point contest. There is Bailey Howard. Gets the ball up across the line to Owens. Owens lost the ball, and now Lincoln's going to throw the ball back as he thought that Komnick was on the way down there already, but he got held up a little bit and couldn't make it. Now Carson's going to get another turnover, and he'll turn that into 2 points.
Yeah, we saw Keon Carson do a lot of that last year, and utilizing that speed, showcasing that. Talked earlier about that potential matchup between him and Tyree Brister, and well, there's Keon showcasing that.
Well, we were tied at 24, and now a timeout called by McCluer North. We'll step aside as well. This is just a 30-second timeout. So we'll be back there in just about that amount of time on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from other coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Ragg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Ragg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville K-Hawks and the K-Hawk Sports Network, as well as the K-Hawk Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Ragg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Edwardsville at 1012 Plummer Drive, or call Jason Ragg at 618-307-7048, or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, members SIPC.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke and Zach Roseman on the call for the final time tonight for us. Stephen Stock and Matt Clark waiting in the wings to bring you the final game of the night between Belleville East and Collierville, Tennessee. 4:38 left to play here in this third quarter, 26-24. This game remains tight. It's been tight since we started, and it stays that way as we approach the halfway mark of this third quarter. Out on the wing, and then back out front it goes to Carson. Carson with a dribble drive. He'll pick it up and give it up to Sanders. Sanders back over now to Gowan, who's into the game. Here is Schilling. He drives, and once again we're tied, 26-all.
Lincoln working their motion offense as they always do, and got Schilling a wide open layup and just drove right to the lane and laid it up. That's happened a few times for Lincoln.
Yeah, here's Justin Hatton. Hatton gets the ball over to Tate. Tate into the corner now, a little offset toward the wing, and back to Van Dyke, deep out on that left wing. Now over onto the right side. Here comes a shot from Hatton. That one misses everything except the hands of Carson. Carson with that speed dumps it off now for Gowan. Gowan back outside for Carson. To the top of the key for Schilling. And over onto the far side once again for Sanders. Into the corner it goes. Hayes back out to Carson. Carson at the end of the scorer's table, and Lincoln, as they always do, they'll pass the ball around the horn, around the outside of that perimeter about 5-6 times before they make their move toward the basket. The only thing keeping them from doing that all the time is that shot clock.
Yeah, they don't mind the shot clock too much.
No.
Use it for their own Thanksgiving tournament as we have a foul by one of the McCluer North players.
There was only 4 seconds left on the shot clock as well, so probably a little bit of a break there for Lincoln that they'll get to reset that clock.
Yeah, fouls on Hatton, that's his second. Bailey Howard will come in replacing Van Dyke.
Inbound pass will be triggered by Schilling. He does so to Carson, that's blocked. And a loose ball picked up by Bailey Howard, who blocked the shot in the first place. Here is Hatton, underhand shot won't roll, and the rebound will finally settle into the arms Frank Sanders. Sanders gets the ball up court and gives it up now for Hayes. Hayes all the way into the corner in front of his own bench to Gowan. Gowan out onto the wing for Schilling. Schilling over to Carson. Carson deep out onto the wing once again for Sanders and into the corner for Hayes. Hayes comes out of the corner and on the right wing picks up his dribble. Bounce pass all the way back out the midcourt for Carson. Carson, a one-hand pass back over to Hayes and then to Sanders. Sanders into Gowan. Gowan back out to Sanders. Now Carson at midcourt. He travels over on the left wing, takes the shot right at the buzzer for the shot clock, but I don't think he made it.
Yeah, just nice defense there by McCluer North. Lincoln were able to kind of ran their motion offense and then ran a set play. Not able to really get an open look. Good defensive possession from the Stars, and we'll see if they can regain that lead that they've had for most of the game.
26-26. Ball comes up, and that is Hatton. And all the way into the corner it goes. 3-point shot on the way. No good from James Davis.
Kind of a foul off the ball on Carson. Keon doesn't seem very happy about it.
2:19 to play here in quarter number 3. We are still knotted at 26. That's right, folks. We're almost through with the third quarter, and we got a 26-26 game.
With the shot clock.
Yeah.
So it's that's Lincoln defense for you.
It is. Here is Tate. Tate, one dribble, bounces it over for Hatton for 3. That one misses the mark, but there is Hamilton to try to clean up the mess, and Hamilton to get fouled as he goes up.
Yeah, I think the 3-point attempt got partially blocked. Foul on Sanders, that's his 3rd, and well, if you are going to foul somebody, Hamilton hasn't shot his free throws all that well, so
yeah.
Shot
Marco Scandella scores for the Blues. The Blues are now up 2-0 as they hit the midway part of that second period.
Of course, as I say that, Hamilton makes that one.
Well, of course, it's a reverse jinx in reverse.
Yes. Gabe Smith in for the Rail Splitters. He'll replace Sanders.
One more shot coming up here for Hamilton. And that one is good as well. Here is Drew Hayes. Hayes for Lincoln. Bounces it back out to midcourt for Carson. Carson does a little sidestep all the way across the logo here at Collinsville High School. And then gets the ball into Schilling. How about a reverse layup? How about a reverse no-look behind the back basket for Carson?
Yeah, they've Lincoln have run that play for years. They'll run kind of that dribble handoff and then have the guy spin and run a backdoor cut off of that. Carson with the cutter is no foul. That's a little interesting.
Yeah,
but
he lost his footing is all that happened there, and that turns into 3 points for Schilling. He took advantage of Harrison Bailey Howard biting the dust there in front of the scorer's table and picked up that ball and took it in himself.
Official stoppage here. Just not sure what for, but moving right along here.
1:25 left to play here in this third quarter. 30-28. Lincoln now out in front by 2. And that one is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with McCluer.
Still a decent crowd on hand. Filled up okay. We'll see how many fans stick around for the red-eye game, if you will. Belleville East and
Collierville.
Yeah, Collierville. Took me a minute there.
That ball is thrown away. He was trying to force a pass. Was Brendan Tate into Julian Hamilton, but he overshot that pass big time.
Yeah, so now Lincoln. Now, if no shot clock, Lincoln would probably run the rest of the quarter off and get a layup or something. But they can't run the rest of the quarter off, just about half of it with the shot clock.
There is Schilling for 3, and that one's good. All of a sudden, it's a 5-point lead by Lincoln. That's what they do to you, man. They'll lull you to sleep with that defense and keeping that ball outside, and then they'll sneak in a couple, and before you know it, they have the lead.
Lead out to 5, which might be the largest for...
I think so.
No, McCluer North led by 7 at one point.
There's a little bit of a trip there, and they're going to call that one against Gowan. That'll be the team's 4th, his 2nd. I know a lot of the parents have to go back to work tomorrow. Not all of them, but some of them do. Students don't. Here at Collinsville, we got a week from today is when we return to school.
Yeah, a week from today, that would be the 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I took these 3 days off of work, so and then I usually have weekends off, so should be.
So you got your own Christmas break.
Yeah, back to this. Well, I mean, I'm working this, but it's a fun work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, should be back to the salt mines New Year's Day most likely. McCluer North will hold for the final shot of the quarter.
And they'll dribble out the rest of this time if they can. 33-28 is our score. Lincoln up by 5. And over into the wing it goes. Back out to the top of the key. And a 3-point shot trying to answer it. No good. And that is the way that the quarter comes to a close. We will take a timeout. Fourth quarter action is what's coming up next on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud K-Hawk alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 33-28. 5-point lead belongs to the Lincoln Railers, and so does the basketball. As Schilling will inbound, he'll do so to Hayes. Hayes with it out onto the wing and gives it back to Schilling. Schilling over to Carson. Carson deep out onto the left wing. Just underway here in quarter number 4. Over to Hayes. Hayes near sideline, gives it up for Carson. Carson backs his way all the way up to the K-Hawk logo at midcourt and gives it up now for Gowan. Gowan all the way around the horn will go for Carson once again. Carson, he'll try the fingertip underhand shot, but that was way off the mark. Never did make it on target.
Yeah, it might have been partially blocked there. Well, big height differential there for Carson going up against Hamilton. He may not be 6'8", but he's definitely a lot taller than Keon.
Yeah, here is Bailey Howard. He'll travel the baseline and threw the ball right over the rim. Picked up on the other side by Lincoln. Here is Carson once again. Carson gives it up for Hayes, who then gives it up for Gabe Smith, and another whistle. That one's going to go against Davis. And to the free throw line will be Gabe Smith. Smith did not make it to the free throw line in the first half, so he'll start off this fourth quarter with a 1-for-1, trying to go 2-for-2.
Hatton back into the game for the Stars. Smith, from what Lincoln footage I've seen, not a guy who's going to shoot a ton of free throws, but looks like he's got a pretty efficient stroke and made them both, which is what you want.
Big lead now for Lincoln, if you can call 7 points a big lead, but when you're talking about Lincoln, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, and they almost stole the ball back again. McCluer North having a little bit of a hard time bringing it back, and now we have a timeout called. It is a full timeout, so we'll take a full timeout right along with them, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of K-Hawk sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at collinsvilledailynews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News.
Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium is where we are. Almost 1 day in the books. Our home away from home for 3 days. The only thing we don't do here is sleep. Although we probably could.
No,
all they got to do is set up some cots in the conference room and we'll be all right, or in the driver's education room.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever slept in here, but done just about everything else within the confines of the gym.
Yeah, one goes.
Nice take there from Bailey Howard.
Yeah, been a while since McCluer North has scored, and now we have Lincoln wants to call a timeout, but they will have to wait until after this first free throw, I believe.
Here's one.
You guys got your own little meeting going on over there?
Yeah, it's Alex Paz figuring out the timing. Bailey Howard converts the and one. Deficit back down to 4 for the Stars.
35-31 in favor of Lincoln. 6:40 to go here in this fourth quarter. And here comes Carson. Across the timeline, gets it to Schilling. Schilling out over on the right wing, gives it up now for Hayes. Hayes dribbles with that left hand, gives it up in the middle, and a foul is going to be called. This one's going to be called against Brendan Tate. And he fouled Gabe Smith as Smith was trying to collect a pass in the paint.
That's his third. Drew Hayes also with 3. Nobody else on the floor in any more significant foul trouble than that.
Here is Hayes, drives, baseline, no room to move for a shot, so he'll give it up to Schilling. That's good for 3, and out to a 7-point lead once again are the Lincoln Railers.
Schilling up to 13 points, kind of a quiet 13 points, but that's the Lincoln MO. You know, it's just 1,000 paper cuts, but somebody's got to lead them in scoring, and so far it's been Schilling today.
There is Bailey Howard. He gets the ball onto the outside wing for Hatton. At the free throw line, turnaround shot for Bailey Howard is good. Cuts that deficit down to 5 now, 38-33. 5:50 left to play here in this fourth quarter, and here comes Hayes and the Railers of Lincoln High School. Picks it up in the paint, throws it in the corner, and coming out is Gabe Smith. Smith gives it back to Hayes. Hayes out onto the wing now for Schilling. Schilling moves his way to the top of the key. And once again, over to Gowan. Carson, one dribble, picks it up. Into the corner it goes for Hayes. Hayes, left-hand dribble, into the paint, turns around, takes the shot, good. And they had 3 seconds left on that shot clock when that one went in. Back to a 7-point lead once again for Lincoln. Stars back in possession. Here is Tate. Tate on the wing. Hatton. Around it goes. Ends up now with Van Dyke. And back to Van Dyke in front of his own bench. And the Stars pulling one out of the Lincoln playbook and keeping it outside of the perimeter until they get a little separation there. And Justin Hatton makes it a 5-point game once again. Here is Carson for Lincoln. He'll bring it up across the line. Next to the Prairie Farms logo on the near side of the court. Over to Schilling. Schilling moves his way to the top of the key. Almost lost the ball. Out it goes to Hayes. Hayes, he'll go into the paint, take the shot off the glass, can't get it to roll in though. And the rebound belongs to McCluer, and that was almost out of bounds there by Justin Hatton. He was walking the tightrope, man. Outside it goes, Van Dyke for 3, no. Hayes got a little shoulder to the chin there when he came down with that rebound. Up to Schilling. He'll bounce it inside now for Smith. And Smith into the corner. A timeout called by Lincoln. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second break on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for a new place to catch the game with a cold drink and some great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest K-Hawk games and all of the pro sports across the spectrum, and all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. My name is Todd Duke. On the other microphone, Zach Roseman. Say hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, it's late enough that it's starting to get a little slap happy, but we're holding up okay. Just 4 minutes.
Slap happiness kicks in usually around game number 7.
Yep. And it's usually day one for me is always the worst. So, and all things considered, though, I think I'm holding up okay.
Yeah, the body gets used to it. You know, where you're waking up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then you don't go to bed till 11 o'clock midnight. Yeah. Of course, by the time the first day of school comes back around, I won't be able to fall asleep till midnight, and I got to get up at 5:45.
Yeah.
That's usually the way that goes.
That's the nice thing about not having to work super early hours.
Yeah.
Earliest my shifts will start is 10 o'clock.
Oh, hey, steps out of bounds with that back foot.
Yeah. As Sanders will come back in. He'll take the place of Komnick. Hayes has really impressed me. Hasn't scored a ton, only has 6 points, but it seems like we've called his name a ton.
Frank Sanders back into the game. There's a first name you don't hear very much anymore, is Frank.
Yeah.
There is a dribble drive, nicely done there by Bailey Howard, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game once again.
Yeah, McCluer North aren't going to go away.
No, they're not. Here is Hayes. Travels across the timeline, gets double teamed, probably got fouled there when the second of the double team came in. Now a reach-in foul called against Brendan Tate. He's like, the foul I committed a minute ago was a lot worse than the one that I just did.
Yeah, that's Tate's third?
That's what they said. His third. Oh, his fourth.
It is. I was like,
team third. Non-shooting foul, but the Stars only have a couple more fouls to give before Lincoln starts shooting free throws. And the Lincoln Railers, by the way, only have one foul here in this fourth quarter. We are over halfway through quarter number 4, 3:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Here is Hayes. Gets some separation, takes it up, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. That'll be the 4th foul now against McCluer North. So the next one will put Lincoln at the free throw line for the rest of this game.
Fouls on Davis. That's his third.
And to the free throw line, it is Drew Hayes, and Hayes went 0 for 2 from the free throw line in the first half. And 0 for 3.
Yeah, just he's not really a guy that's going to take a ton of jump shots, and a little awkward, but you got to make them. Too close of a game for you to afford missing free throws.
Dallas scored late in the second period, and it's 2-1 now at the end of the second period. Blues still have a lead by 1 goal. 3:11 left here. 3-point game, 40-37. Lincoln with the lead. Lincoln trying to become the latest team to advance to tomorrow's quarterfinals. Most of them are already set. Winner of this game gets the winner of the next game. McCluer keeping it outside. Out to the top of the key, that's Brendan Tate. Over to Van Dyke, back over to Tate, and now back over this way for Hatton. Hatton, no look, bounce pass, paint off of the rim by Bailey Howard, and a whistle on the play, and that one's going to go against Lincoln and put Bailey Howard to the free throw line.
Yeah, fouls on Hayes, and that's his 4th, so another wrinkle in the fabric of the game, so to speak. See Bailey Howard shoot some free throws, did not shoot any free throws in the
17 of 19 he is on the year. That's a lofty 89.5%.
Make it 18 of 20, which by my math is 90. So a couple of guys that shoot some free throws pretty darn well for McCluer North.
Yeah.
It's been
2-point game again.
It said that it's a bit of a lost art, but not for McCluer North.
Well, made both. 1-point contest. Didn't the last game of the year go into overtime last year?
It seems like it always happens.
Yeah, that Granite City game.
Yeah, it winds up being, I guess that was 2 years ago, Granite City Rockford East.
Yeah. Oh, almost dropped that one, did Sanders. Out front, Gowan onto the wing for Hayes. Hayes to Schilling. Schilling back out to Sanders. Over to Carson. Carson dribbles, drives, goes into the paint, takes the shot, and gets it to go. Back to a 3-point game.
Yeah, Keon Carson up to 10 points, I believe, now. Second rail splitter into double figures. Lead back out to 3. Still time, though. Feels like there's less time left than the 2 minutes and change we have.
Yeah, I agree. Out front and over onto the wing. Van Dyke back out to Tate. Tate at the top of the key. Back to Van Dyke in front of his own bench, and we're tied. 42-42. Timeout on the floor. A 30-second break. We'll give you a 30-second break as well here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Diamonds for K-Hawks is a facility improvement project to develop a baseball, softball, and football/soccer field for CHS students and our communities to utilize. The project includes 2 baseball fields, 2 softball fields, a soccer/football field, concession stand, bathrooms, and parking. The development of this facility will benefit the band, PE classes, baseball team, softball team, and soccer team with a centralized location, ease of access, and an eye-catching complex. Please contact A.D. Clay Smith to donate to this project or visit the Collinsville Area Community Foundation website to make your tax-deductible donation today.
I had to go and say the O word, didn't I?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, obviously not not out of the realm of possibility. We thought it would be. It's a possibility for that Triad-Carbondale game. Wound up not happening. And we'll see what happens here.
42-42, 1:45 to play here in this fourth quarter. Bounce pass across the line to Hayes. Hayes gets double teamed, gets out of it with a pass back to Carson. Into the corner it goes to Gowan. Gowan dribbles his way into the perimeter and kicks it back out to Carson. Carson shuffles his way over to the top of the key. And he has a little separation, but decides to give it to Schilling for three. Oh boy, what a big shot that was.
And we've got a whistle. Some kind of something or other.
I don't know what that was.
Oh, sideline. Okay, I guess a sideline warning. Maybe a Lincoln player came a little too far off the bench. Anyway.
Okay, I didn't see that happen. Back to a three-point game. Lincoln up 45-42, 1:15 to go here in this fourth quarter. Here is Tate. Gives the ball up. Now Van Dyke in the corner for an answer. No, swoops out. Rebound belongs to Schilling. That was a big miss there. There is Hayes. Across the line, back into Schilling. Schilling stands in front of Coach Alexander and then moves it around to the top of the key. We're under a minute to go. Here is Schilling. They got 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Carson. Carson deep out onto the right wing. A little crossover dribble. Now he moves into the paint, throws it back outside. Gowan, he'll step up and give it up to Hayes. Hayes just in front of the free throw line, gives it back up. Lincoln doing a nice job keeping away, but 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Here is Carson. He'll drive. He'll give it up. Sanders, and he travels. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy.
Well,
Carson should have shot that ball.
Yeah, you wanted to get a shot off. Can't blame him for wanting to try and use up every bit of the shot clock that that they could. I don't think Sanders was prepared. Now
shot clock's off.
Yeah, now you got to trust in the 1, 2, 2, 3.
Yep.
You could foul intentionally. That wouldn't be a horrible idea, but they may not need to.
There is McCluer. They need a 3 to tie it. Over onto the far side wing, that is Bailey Howard. Back out front for Tate. And now a timeout called. This one's going to go a 60-second timeout. We'll take it right along with them. Back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former K-Hawk Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010.
14.4 seconds left to play here in this fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game. Lincoln has a 45-42 lead. And this one's going to come down to the wire, Zach.
Yeah, we figured it'd be a pretty good one. So, if you're Lincoln, you got to find your 3-point shooters. Those two guys are Kendall Van Dyke and Justin Hatton. We'll see what lineup Coach Lindsay decides to go with. And looks like they're both on the floor.
Well, Van Dyke has been parking himself in front of his bench here in this second half and has hit a couple of big three-pointers. Missed the last one, though. And that's the difference right now. Inbound pass goes into the backcourt to Bailey Howard. Not a lot of time left, 10 seconds. And Bailey Howard over onto the wing, reverses. Lincoln trying to keep everything outside, which is exactly what they want. Here is Van Dyke. Oh, he's fouled on a three-point shot. He's going to have a chance to tie this from the free throw line.
And that's Drew Hayes' fifth.
Yeah.
So, Van Dyke went 1 for 2 in the first half. We'll see what happens here. I remember once upon a time a Lincoln game that came down to free throws pretty much at the buzzer, wound up going to overtime.
Yeah, he came into this game 4 for 4 from the free throw line in his team's first 6 games and has a 1 for 2 performance here tonight. So he knows how to shoot these, that's for sure. Takes a big, deep breath. Right underneath our location and misses.
So, You want to make the second one and then probably intentionally miss the third one.
Yep.
Try and get an offensive rebound, see if you can't get something at the buzzer, and Coach Al will go ahead and ice him it. Not that he needs it.
Yeah. Not really. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and leave it here for this one. I know it's a full timeout, but still.
Yeah, we can fill the dead air well enough.
Well, we got another game coming up. Belleville East taking on Collierville, Tennessee. And if my numbers are correct, Belleville East is 7-4, and Collierville is 9-5. Is that what you have?
I've got Collierville at 11-5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were in I guess a tournament there just a couple of days before Christmas. Wound up going down in their Memphis area home. I think they went 1-2 there, and then Belleville East 7-4 sounds about right.
Yeah, Belleville East didn't play a game before this tournament got underway like Collinsville did. They played that Thursday night.
Yeah, let me sort through the stack of notes here. Yeah, 7-4 is correct. That's what I've got anyway.
All right. 60-second commercial is over. 60-second commercial. 60-second timeout is over. 2.2 seconds left on the clock. 2 more shots coming up here for Kendall Van Dyke. And we'll see how they want to play it. They had a chance to talk about it, too, during that timeout. Second shot. Also no good. Man, oh, man.
And Coach Al will say,
What's another timeout?
Hey, you're allowed to do that.
I know, but still.
It's deja vu. Remember that 2019 semifinal?
Yeah.
Coach Al burned like 2 or 3 timeouts. Badgley used a couple. It was just one of those things, just like, okay, I know I just told you probably all the exact same things, but I'm going to tell you them again. Don't mess up.
I remember the Fab Five doing that in the NCAA tournament. Michigan, Chris Webber called back-to-back timeouts because he got trapped in the corner and ended up having to turn the ball over because you can't do back-to-back timeouts. And not unless, like just happened here, he took the free throw shot, so it's not back-to-back.
Yeah, I think
there was a timeout, a play, and a timeout.
Yeah, I think they ran out. And they ran out, wound up getting a technical foul, and the rest, as they say, is history. So,
yeah, the Fab Five game, you didn't have any. If you call a timeout and you don't have any more left, that's the same thing.
Yes, that's a administrative technical foul, and yeah, like I said, the rest they say is history. So now if you're McCluer North, you basically have to intentionally miss, hope you get an offensive rebound, chuck it out to the corner, throw up a 3.
Yeah.
And all in 2.2 seconds. Not impossible.
No.
But not especially likely. We'll see what happens, though.
All right, so one more shot coming up here for Van Dyke. And this one he makes. So really.
Oh, wait, well, Lincoln do have to inbound the ball. So
they do.
I didn't think about this.
They can put that trap together and see if they can get a violation. That's not going to happen. They'll get it up there, and that's going to do it. 45-43 in favor of Lincoln, and the Lincoln Railers survive a bit of a scare and win this one by 2. And that's going to do it for myself and Zach. Coming up next is the game between Belleville East and Collierville, Tennessee. Stephen Stock and Matt Clark will have that call for you. And they'll be back here in just a little bit on the K-Hawk Sports Network.